to you. Show me just what I gotta do, and I'll give all the glory to you. Show me the way, show me the way, show me today, show me the way. Just keep saying, oh, till you bless me. Oh yeah, just resonate. You say that you'll be there to hear a sinner's prayer. I need you to show me just what I got. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me today. Show me the way back to you. Show me just what I got. I know that I know that I know. Show me the way. Show me today. But if you think that just say back to you.
Yo, yo.
I want to do that every time.
I don't know what that was.
That was the butterfly that we just heard.
Oh, is that what?
Wow. Wow. It's deep.
I don't think it was the butterfly, actually.
I missed
I'm not
the
sure
note,
what,
but
I'm
it
not
was-
sure
it
what
was
you were
the
just doing.
It was the general idea of the tune, of the jingle. You should have got that immediately. We had just heard it.
Really? We'll ask our guest in a minute if that was anywhere near a tune of any kind. Like, what's that?
And I used to be a Aeolian too, so I know my notes are right.
You used to be no alien, please.
I know my notes were right. Welcome everybody. Welcome.
You know
to the
some people
show.
on aliens. You didn't used to be no
Welcome
alien.
to Culture K, where we talk to pastors' kids about their life experiences, growing up as pastors' children, in an effort to get into their business.
Yeah. Let's
and also
get
bridge
personal.
gaps in church communities.
That's the bigger thing. Is trying to bridge gaps, and our guests. And let's skip the banter. Let's just bring them on because
Let's do it.
we don't have a lot of time, and we always have a lot to say. So we're gonna start with our guest is MyRon Edmonds again, and we're gonna start with. We didn't tell him we're gonna do this. We're gonna start with a really short clip from the last time he was on our show, and just kind of ask him to start there with our conversation. So let's do that.
Marriages, just because they last a long time doesn't mean they're healthy. And I think a lot of the time we assume that when people have been married for 20, 30, 40 years, we're like, oh man, how do you do it? What's your advice? But like it's not actually not working for them. And then eventually they get the courage, I think, to say, we got to stop. Like, this is it. And it'd be like, yo, y'all divorced after 40 years of marriage? Like, what? But really, for the people living in the marriage,
yeah,
the number is like a chain around them. Really, we see the number as a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a marriage that doesn't feel good for that long, it's like something that's weighing you down. And it's like, finally, it's like a release. And it's interesting how the church talks about divorce too, because you're not supposed to do it. And it's like, but really though? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just question all of that stuff.
Welcome. Hey, let's get into it, Myron.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
So let me
coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
My Lord, I don't
I'm
even remember that.
I'm gonna be distracted until I ask this question. Who drew that horse behind you?
That is sick.
Because yes.
I don't know, probably Home Goods.
Okay, that is dope.
Home Goods.
That is really
that
dope.
AI photo of a horse is dope. Anyway, so so the reason why we started with that is because in that moment, I saw that you, after I said what I said, you just kind of said, and then didn't say anything else. So I was like, and then we moved on. So I was like, I want to start with that because I want to know well, you just say you don't remember it, but I'm like, what were you thinking, or what is your response now? Or just, about what I was saying.
I don't know. I can't quite remember what I was thinking there, but my facial expression was kind of like, I don't know what I was thinking, but the thing that comes to my mind right now is, that was pretty much my parents' situation. Well, I don't know if it was like exactly how you explained it, but at least being married for a long time and then getting divorced, my first thought goes to my parents' marriage. So I think, how long? I think they were married for 35 years. Let's see, they got
That's
married. Was it 35 years?
bananas.
That's a long time.
It was a
Yeah.
long 30 years, maybe 30 years. It was definitely more than 20. They were married longer than I've been married, and I've been married almost 25 years. So, yeah, so they had a long marriage and the marriage came to an end. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I was just kind of like processing that. Yeah, it's true. That is a good point that that is the old way. Okay, so let's just I think that was the point you were making, that the old way of Seventh Day Adventism was people stayed married for a long time. They didn't get divorced because divorce was treated like, the scarlet letter, the
Mm,
unpardonable sin.
mm.
So
You headed
people
to
just didn't
hell.
divorce, even though, yeah, but we didn't know if they was happy. But we was, but we be
Right.
celebrating. They've been married 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And
Miserable. 25 of
I
those
guess
50.
they weren't happy at all. Yeah. 50 years of just drudgery and painstaking slavery. Yo, but people ain't doing that no more. They're
Nah.
not doing that no
Right.
more.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Nah, bro.
Do you feel like
No,
that's
sir.
you feel like that's an improvement? Is that better for, I don't know, people, marriage, the church, anything? Is it better that people are willing to move on with something that isn't working rather than, because here's the other thing, and we've seen this too. We've seen marriages that have been terrible that have turned out good because somebody came to Jesus or somebody made a drastic change in the way they were behaving, and now it's like we've been married 30 years, but 10 of them have been good or something like that. The last 10 years have been good. The first 20 were terrible. So you got 20 years of sticking it out, and then it turns. So we've seen that too. So I'm curious, this sort of trend towards, especially in our church, sort of people being more willing to divorce. Do you feel like that's a positive or a negative thing? Or it might not be that cut and dry.
Man,
Might be something else.
well, I was just gonna say, man, being a child of divorce, man, I will never have anything positive to say about a divorce.
Mhm.
Like never.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that like to avoid what I think you're really getting at, which is divorce necessary sometimes? I believe yes. The answer to that question is yes. Come on now. It's yes. I don't care. I mean, come on. If you're a real person, I'm saying if you're a real human being living in a real world, having a real human experience, the answer to that question is yes. A divorce is necessary sometimes. But I can't say it's a good thing though.
Right.
It sucks, man. It sucks right now that during the holidays, and I'm a grown. My parents got divorced. I'm grown. I'm grown when they get divorced, and to this day, even right now, like I feel the emotions of it. It sucks, man, to see families splintered, split apart, and they are never the same. And funny thing is, and it could be this way inside the church. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I've seen a lot of my friends experience this. Um, but anyway, so what I was gonna say is like in the world though, like in the world, I'm talking about like outside the church. For whatever reason, they have figured out like how to get divorced, you know what I'm saying, and how to like, still be cool. They hanging out
Right.
at each other's houses. They still friends, but we just not supposed to be together. They've remarried. Their new spouses. They're cool with each other. I'm telling you, I've seen this so many times. I'm just like, I don't see this at all in the church. I mean, I've not seen these amicable like divorces where people are just still doing life. My family's not like that. There is a divide, in terms of, you know, my dad is not, he's here, my mom is here, and the two families, there's not a lot of, you know, we ain't going on cruises together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks. It affects everybody. It affects the grandkids. It affects. I hate it, man. I hate to see. I hate to see it for anybody. I have a good friend of mine. He and his wife got divorced. He's a pastor, and recently he got engaged, and it's still hard for me to see. It's hard for me to see him with somebody else. Like
Yeah.
because
Right.
what happens is like when when somebody is married, is obviously I know they are the epicenter of whatever happens in that relationship, and then on the other concentric circles, the children, right, and then their parents, and then their siblings. Like those outer rings, they may not be in the epicenter, but that earthquake, it hits
Right.
everybody, bro.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mm.
We're not gonna
sucks,
we're not
man.
gonna talk about divorce for an hour, but I do have
Please,
a couple
please
more.
don't.
Yeah, we're not going
Please.
to. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're actually gonna move on. I want to talk about some of the stuff you're doing with your
You
your
might
work.
want to go back to this after we go to the last question. Go ahead. This might be the
Yeah.
joyous.
I'm here.
the joyous part.
Maybe.
I'm here.
But the I have a so one of my mentors, somebody I really look up to. I won't say her name, but really powerful influence on my career as an educator and as a creative, actually. She said something and I just disagreed completely with what she said.
Mm.
And those things always kind of they kind of mess with me a little bit because first of all, I don't agree with everything anyone says, right? So I have my own opinions. I don't agree with everything my dad said, but when it's somebody who is like kind of central to why I do my work and stuff like that, and they say something and I'm just like I'm not vibing with that like at all, Anyway, so here's what she said. She basically, and I don't have a quote, but she basically said, when you're experiencing sort of trouble or difficulty with an organization, you don't question the brand. Don't bring it to the brand. So you got to uphold the brand pretty much above all the other things or whatever. And I personally don't agree with that. So I think sometimes the brand needs to be questioned. I think the brand needs to be, evaluated. Maybe might be a better word than questioned. Evaluate, right? So the brand isn't always right. So let's just say the brand is a church or a school or or an institution like marriage, right? So my perspective on it is, and I'm going to ask you your perspective in a second, but my perspective on it is sometimes you should question, let's just say, the church, because the church has a mission and it's possible for the church to be off mission. And if we're not questioning the church and we assume that the church is always doing the right thing, then we end up off mission. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you should question, or the school, like the school has a mission. The school has a goal. You know what I'm saying? So don't question, Paul Nixon University. I disagree. Question Paul Nixon University. That's the brand. Let's question it. You know what I'm saying? So what are your thoughts on that, on this idea of sort of holding the brand to almost like a standard of we shouldn't be messing with that, you know what I mean, versus kind of bringing the noise to them too? I don't know if that's a clear question.
I'm trying to understand contextually what she's saying as to why she would say that, because your disagreement actually sounds logical to me. For example, the United States of America has a brand of
Yes.
life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness,
Perfect example.
diversity,
Mhm.
freedom. And what do you mean? Are we uphold? What does she mean to uphold that brand? I just say, yeah. Go ahead.
I think she would say, and America's a good example. United States of America is a good example. I think Bad Bunny corrected all of us. The United
Right.
States of America, right? Not America, but the United States of America. Okay, so that's a good example, right? So
Right. Right.
It's possible for the United States to be operating incorrectly. It's possible for it to be doing things it shouldn't be doing. So from her perspective, she would say, if that's happening, we got to handle it quietly. We got to handle it, locally. We shouldn't bring the noise all the way to them, and we shouldn't speak out against the United States as a brand publicly. You got a problem with what somebody does, go say something quietly. Don't put it on Instagram. Don't put it on Facebook. Don't get in front of a microphone and say the United States is wrong. Don't question the brand. We got to do it quietly. We got to be, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what she was saying.
I just think it depends on your position. I do understand that to some extent. Like, for example, I put it like this. I think there's truth on both sides, and I'm not trying to I just think it's truth on both sides. Like, there are times where you have to, use discretion on how you handle the situation, because there are people involved in marriage. Some of your prime example, like in the arena of divorce. Like if you have small children, like it may not be, if the brand is we were a happily married couple and we were not. Well, if you get divorced, it's obvious that you weren't. But you may not want to tell the kids like all the dirty laundry of what happened in the marriage because they may not be able to handle it. But there may come a time when they're older that they do need to know these things because inevitably these could be warning signs for them in their own marriages.
Right.
And honestly, that's kind of what I wanted from my parents. And I understand my parents initially struggled to divulge a lot. They kind of treat us, you guys are kids, it didn't matter how old we were. We had our own families and kids and everything, but no, seriously. And you know what? I kind of get that, but even still, it's kind of like, I think, and honestly, I think a lot of shame was involved. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shame that was involved. And I just don't think that they wanted to go there,
Yeah.
And so I get that. There's a human side to that.
Right.
Like people don't, nobody wants to have to, walk through that again. But the reality is it's necessary. I mean, because honestly, my parents were going through it in a way. Me and my wife were going through it. And it would have been cool if I had one of them to be able to give me some guidance. You know what I'm saying? But I think they probably felt that they couldn't, so yes, it's tough. And then it's put on top of that. I mean, this is just not a normal conversation. This is a bunch of pastors' families here. My parents' divorce was so public, bro, and because they were both public.
Yeah.
My mom had a very public office working for the General Conference. My dad was a pastor who had a little name recognition in a very prestigious conference, even. So, if a rat passed gas, somebody was going to know about it, and you know what I'm saying? It's just, I mean, that's the only illustration I can come up with.
I'm about to say, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that one from? That was.
Hey, bro, that came off the dome, bro. That came off the dome.
Bars. He's just spitting bars.
So, I mean, when this type of stuff happens to a pastor's family, bro, that to me, it is amplified to the 100th power. I'm talking about the shame part of it.
Yeah.
You got human beings, forget their job. They're two human beings and they're going through life just like anybody else, but it's public. And their brand is, this is not supposed to happen to us. We're preaching and teaching and quote unquote modeling what the ideal family is supposed to be like. So when this happens, there's a lot of shame. This is why people wouldn't get divorced. Let's go back full circle.
Right.
People would not get divorced because the embarrassment, the shame, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go through that.
So then that makes me think, should we question community? Because how should a healthy spiritual community respond when there are members of the community who are breaking, like in front of your face? Like you see them breaking. People are talking about them breaking. How should a community respond? Because it sounds like the community responded through gossip and through shame in this case. And to me, in my mind, I'm like, but that's not what our community is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So then in what ways is the community broken? And how are we continuing to let it be broken? How can we fix it so that this stops? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, how can we fix this in the church? Because pastors in particular aren't allowed to be human beings, just like you're saying. When you're up front, when you have responsibility, you're not allowed to be a human. Let me not say it that way. You're allowed to be a human, but your community is going to abandon you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're not allowed to experience. You're not allowed to experience your life as a pastor.
Well, not with empathy. You don't get empathy for it. You get shame for it.
Yeah.
And so then, what's the real problem? What's the underlying? What do we have wrong about love, about community? If that's the way we respond when we see brokenness, because that's not supposed to be our response if we're a true spiritual community led by Christ. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that community doesn't correct, because of course it does. It does it lovingly, but shame is not the same as loving correction. Those aren't the same thing.
I think two things can be true. One, that we can be legitimately disappointed that, I'll just use myself as an example, that Myron and Shanae, their marriage failed. You can be, I mean, if you loved us, if you looked up to us, which I mean, come on now. We're leaders. I'm a leader. I mean,
Yeah.
people are going to look up to you. Like, I mean, let's keep it human, right? I think it's okay for a person to be disappointed, to be let down.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's okay for a person to stay there and be delusional about that these things don't happen to pastors. See, that's
Right.
see, there's like the disappointment, then there's just the freaking delusion.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
how could he? I
Right.
can't believe that he did that. I can't believe. Like, real talk. Because I remember there was some rumors circulating, which we found to be false. But I remember some rumors were circulating that Barack and Michelle was divorced. Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
happened
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah.
Yo, and I ain't gonna lie. I
I was hurt.
I felt like some of the saints feel when they hear about a pastor. I was like, Lord,
I was
don't
hurt.
let it be. Please.
I was like, not Barry, no. Oh, Lord.
Yo, people were having conversations. They was like, if they did divorce, whose fault do you think it was? And people was like, oh, it'd be definitely Barack's. It was definitely Barack's. And then I was like, no. But then, I mean, it came not to be true, obviously. But I did have, in that moment, I had that feeling, I guess, that I imagine many church members have when they hear that something, happens in the realm of failure to a pastor.
Yeah.
Because I look up to Michelle, I look up to
yeah.
Barack. Now, I don't place them in the position of God. I'm not delusional. After the
Right.
disappointment, I'll be like, oh, okay, this stuff happens. Honestly,
Right.
that's how I feel about my parents. I have extended so much grace in my mind to my parents, because I'm just like, bro, I'm married too. I get stuff happens. I'm disappointed. I wish it didn't end up that way, but I'm not unrealistic either to be like, how could he do that? There's some hypocrites. No, come on, bro.
Right.
I've got so many sins and mistakes in my own life. How can I look at my parents and just go in on them? Because they had a failed marriage, bro. They need grace, because we're all trying to figure this thing out. So that's just me.
That's
It's a
one
lot
of
of delusional. It's a lot of delusional people out there, though.
yeah,
for real.
Yeah, and that's
We need to change that, though.
Well, I think that's Claire's question, right? How do we do that?
Pastors, leadership. I think part of the problem is we have raised this standard like this,
Right?
Because we want the respect of people, and then when that joint works against us, then we want them to appreciate our humanity. Like, I'm not saying that, the Bible talks about how we respect leaders and all this type of stuff, and there's an expectation that comes with leadership, no doubt about it. Having said all of that, bro, like, pastors need to be more vulnerable. Pastors need to be more transparent. I'm not saying they have to be MyRon Edmonds and do what I'm doing, but I'm saying there's a lot. Some of them are just not human at all. They just give it up, and they cast off this idea that all is well. Their families look perfect, everything looks perfect, and then we know better. You know what I'm saying? That's how the reputation about PKs, to me, has proliferated. That PKs are supposed to be good, and then we're trying everything we can not to fit that description, because we know we ain't good.
Right.
So what do? We go to the opposite end to be accepted and to fit in. So. I think we need to preach the gospel. Preach the gospel, be real, be honest, have some humility, and stop acting like, I'm saying, you're God's gift to the congregation or to the conference or whatever.
That's one of the things I love about the work that you're doing now. I keep reflecting on this idea in the Bible, and I'm just going to put the text on the screen real quick. Genesis 11:6. This is the Tower of Babel story, or Babel. The Lord said, if as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Here's a New Living Translation, same text. Look, he said, the people are united, and they all speak the same language. After this, nothing they set out to do will be impossible for them. The idea here is that community is so powerful that even when God doesn't bless it, you still get stuff done.
Yeah,
that's true.
Miraculous
Community?
stuff, crazy stuff done.
Crazy stuff. God had to literally physically
Right.
intervene to stop them from doing things
That's
he
right.
didn't want them to do because they were working together. So just
Yeah.
imagine how powerful community is when you are working with God. That's one of the things I love about the work you're doing. Here it is. About the work you're doing with the Winning Circle. You know what I'm saying? Just this idea of creating a community where men in particular get to be human beings. You know what I mean? And like this, I love this list, right? Success for men in spirituality and physical and mental health, sexual integrity. We don't even talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As fathers, as husbands, in your tribe, on your team, like let's win together. And as a matter of fact, I closed it too soon. There's something you say at the bottom here, on the bottom of this page. I shouldn't say you probably didn't build this page, but on your page, this right here, this is
He's
it,
so adamant,
Myron. This
so
is it right here,
judgy,
Myron.
So judgy.
Myron, this is it. As badly as you want to win in what matters, you cannot do it alone.
Yes.
That's it right there for me. Not possible.
It's a literal quote from me. Literal quote.
Okay, so you wrote that one. Good. So not possible, right? So again, I just love the idea of creating a space where we're not gonna celebrate failure, but we're gonna let you be a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? And and help you through this thing called being a person.
But also, when you have
Yes.
other people around you who really love and support you, they can foresee stuff before you even see stuff, and then they can pull you aside and say,
Hey, I see where you're going.
Yeah, I see where this is
Mhm.
headed. Maybe think about it this way, or think about
Mhm.
it that way, or giving advice, not trying to control someone, but just saying, hey, I kind of see the trajectory of where this might be headed. You might want to think about this a different way, or something like that. Yeah.
I
like
have
that.
this illustration that I use. It's horrible. I just want you to know it is bad. It's terrible. But I use it over and over again. It's terrible though. Just about, to me, the effect of community, right? So I don't know if you guys ever been on like a cruise, right? Or just even to the beach or whatever. It's like before you get on the cruise, you're looking in the mirror. Maybe you've picked out your swimming trunks or your bathing suit. And I know my wife goes through this a lot. And even me, I'm kind of like, dang, I just don't like my body. I mean, I'm gonna just wear a t-shirt, like to the pool or whatever. It's for whatever reason, we're just very hard on ourselves. And I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. I'm just like, yeah, my body's not right for this cruise or whatever. So I get the most conservative swim attire possible. You know what I'm saying? So, and my wife especially, man, she's going through it, man. Like, no, I'm not wearing it. I'm not gonna wear it. And then we get on the cruise ship. Say it's like Carnival, and we're on the Lido deck, right? And you go to the Lido deck, and and then the pool is popping, the DJ's playing, it's filled with calypso music, and everybody's got a drink, and it's that whole vibe, right? And all around the pool, there's not one model body. There's
Not a single one.
Zero.
Bro, people literally do not care. They don't care. They're out there. I mean, just proud of not being fit at all. I literally looked at my wife and I was just like, "Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Look at this. They are celebrating themselves." And so I don't know. I told you it's not a good one. But the point I'm making is that's what community. That's what community does. That's
Gives you
what
confidence.
It tells you I'm not that bad.
Right.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad. I'm not that bad, and it's okay. Ain't nobody else tripping but me.
Mm.
I mean, isolation makes you overinflate your flaws and
all that.
But when you get around other people, man, the most successful transformation program in the world is AA.
Yeah.
And you go into AA. AA they don't use drugs, they don't use detox medicines, nothing. You go in there united around your failure. My name is so-and-so, and I'm an alcoholic. Off rip. That's so. Yeah,
Let's fight together. Let's fight against this thing together. Period. That's the whole
Right.
program. Let's fight it
And
together.
at that point, you can't do it alone because you probably tried to do it alone for
Right,
the last
you done
decade,
tried.
and it's not working, obviously. So let me go try something else. Yeah, and then you get there and
They
realize
say
there's
you're
somebody there
90
who was trying for 20, 30 years. And I was like,
Right,
oh, my tenure
exactly.
is
So if
not
you
that
get there
bad.
somebody worse than you, yeah.
They say you are 95% likely to achieve a goal, experience a transformation if you meet with a designated group of people regularly.
Mhm.
Just that goes back to what you're saying, like when you unite with people and there's community. So, but let's go back to pastors' families. Yo, pastors' families, the loneliest people. Listen, when I was growing up, we had like community. I mean, because it was like camp pitch. You know, you remember that? You know what I'm saying? And all the PKs, we would be hanging together, and we were like family. And then what happens is over the years, I'm thinking, oh, Paul, you know what I'm saying, and Clarice, those are my people. We're like family. We call each other cousins almost. You know what I'm saying? That PK environment, and then you're assuming that your parents are just as close.
Right.
When you're little, you're assuming that everybody likes everybody. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, I thought
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the pastors, and then as you grow older, you realize, man, these niggas don't like each other. You know, something happened.
Nobody like nobody.
Like some politics, a church move.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, dang. And so I realized, yo, how many of these families, pastoral families, they don't really have friends, community, or they've moved so much.
Right.
They can
Right.
never, I mean, kid or no kid. So that's why a lot of us have these insecurities. You know, we figured out how to be the life of the party because everywhere we go, we got to fit in. So we got to do something. It's just like, whew, nobody else goes. Only people I know who go through that's similar is military.
Military,
Right.
yeah.
Military brats go because every 4 years they, you know what I'm saying, they're gone. You know, but this is traumatic.
Mm.
Nothing, Claire?
going
We're gonna take a.
What are the other?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go take a break.
I was gonna take a quick commercial break. I thought Claire was gonna say something, but I'm.
Because
no?
this commercial break that we're about to see is on brand with what we're talking about because it's about the power of
That's right.
community and how
That's right.
let's just play it.
Yeah. We'll be right back with more from MyRon.
Hey Paul, I'm really excited about today. I just had a great session with my counselor.
That's great. Hey, I'm glad you're finally getting the help you've needed as long as I've known you.
But you've known me my whole life.
Precisely.
You know, you could use a little help yourself.
Yeah, that's what my wife, my friends, my 6-year-old son, and all my students keep telling me. But I just don't know where to find a good counselor. And to be honest, I'm afraid I'll get bad advice.
Well, you're in luck because today's episode of Club PK is brought to you by Jethro's Counseling Services, the first Old Testament-based counseling service guaranteed to actually listen to you, express empathy, and give you meaningful advice.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So there's no chance that my counselor will tell me I'm overthinking my problem or that I should just stop worrying?
Nope. And they won't tell you to just pray about it and it'll somehow go away, or that your feelings aren't real.
What about advice to go to a fat camp for weight loss?
Not gonna happen. And they won't just blame it on your mother either.
Wow. How do I contact them? Let me guess. I have to think good thoughts and send out positive energy into the universe.
Wrong again. But you can check out their website linked below and set up an appointment with one of their certified counselors trained in active listening and meaningful advice.
Okay, what's the catch? What do you get out of it?
I get to work with the person who's not crazy.
That sounds like a win-win situation. And when you book your appointment, type in the code STOP LISTENING to Sociopaths who happen to have counseling degrees. That's STOPLISTENIGTHOSCIOPATHSWHAPPENCOUNSELINGDEGREES, and it must be typed in all caps. and you'll get a free list of counselors in your area who should actually be in prison, so you can actively avoid any interactions with them whatsoever.
That's right. Just type in the code STOP listening to sociopaths who happen to have counseling degrees. That's STOPSOCIOPATHSELING, and it must be typed in all caps, and you'll get a free list of counselors in your area who should actually be in prison, so you can actively avoid any interactions with them whatsoever.
Jethro's Counseling Services. Stop trying to do too much with so little. So grateful to our sponsor, Jethro's Counseling
Thank you.
Services.
Thank you, Jethro's Counseling Services, for doing
yeah.
the good work and
Yeah, Jethro,
helping
man,
us
we
steer
appreciate
steer
Good
clear
work.
of crazies.
good advice from qualified people that are going to listen to you. Why is bad counseling so common?
Yeah, that's, you know why? Because education's free now. I mean, you can go get a certification or whatever anywhere.
I saw a thing where
Okay.
people are getting like certified honorary
it's not
degrees
education.
from somewhere.
It's not education. It's not education. It's not. That's not what it is.
It's got to be a part of it.
No, I don't know. I don't think it. I've seen folks who've got like more degrees than a thermometer, and they're just not good. Have you ever seen a pastor
That's my
who's
point.
very educated, but maybe just not? It doesn't take anything to get some degrees.
Yeah.
There's some people who are just good they have the gift of counseling. They're good at it.
Right.
And there's some
Right.
people who wouldn't even, they don't even need a degree, and they can have you crying. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a gifting. I've been through enough counselors to know that it ain't just education. It's not training only. It's just the ability to connect with. It's like some of these doctors who are like, they went to Harvard, Yale, Johns Hopkins, but their bedside is horrible,
Yeah,
or
terrible, yeah.
whatever. And you got to get multiple, let me go get a second, third, fourth opinion. Some people are good, some people aren't. That's just
Yeah. So, that commercial was
By
a
the way,
joke.
I know you guys watch In Living. I know you guys watched In Living Color.
Of course.
I know you watch Saturday Night. You watch
Of course.
Saturday Night Live.
Mhm.
You watch Seinfeld. You
Mhm.
watch The Office.
Mhm.
I know you watch all of those shows. I know that for a fact.
What's your point?
Nothing will tell me. I'm just tell by your humor. I can tell by your humor. But that commercial, I'm like, I can tell.
Absolutely.
They grew up
And we
watching
still
Saturday
watch
Night
them to
Live
this
and Dana
day.
Carvey.
There's
Right.
there's actually a joke on Seinfeld relative to what we were talking about earlier. I can't remember. It was later, one of the later seasons, like season 7 or 8 or something, and they were talking about George's parents, and then somebody said something like, "Your parents did something right." Obviously they've been married for. As a matter of fact, I think it was their 40th anniversary or something, and they were like, "Oh, they must have done something right." And he was like, "Yeah, if you call not getting divorced doing something right, like all they did was not get divorced. Like he's like, this is not a good marriage. Like what are you talking about?"
That's it.
That's it. All you did was not get divorced. You didn't do anything. It was just
Curb Your Enthusiasm. I know you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb
One
is
of you.
such Curb is such a great show. Curb is one of my favorite shows.
You see.
But see, and you've obviously seen all of those shows ad nauseum as well to be able to spot.
And I've even trained my children. My daughter is obsessed with The Office. She has watched all of the episodes over and over and over again. Yes.
Have you seen the British one, the original?
No, I have not. I haven't seen it.
It's really it's pretty good. I mean, it's very good, but it's the humor is so different.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah.
It's very very different
that's what
humor.
people were saying.
But it's I think it's good. Anyway.
So you brought up your daughter, which is great because I want to talk about her and.
Here's where
Oh,
you
should
might
we
say
talk
mind your business.
Yeah.
We're talking about when she found
Yeah,
that
so-
porn on my phone.
So here's the for people who are not familiar with the story. Myron's been very vocal about his past porn addiction and how his daughter finding porn on his phone is what started your path to breaking away from that. Is that correct?
Yeah, this phone right here. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
Like, hey, hey.
I still have I kept it. I kept the phone.
right. So my
It was like
question is
11 years
this.
ago, but I still have the phone.
My question is this: did her discovery break anything irrevocably in your relationship?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Okay.
Actually.
How did
Yeah.
that? How?
No. Say it again.
How?
Why not?
Like how?
Like, why not?
Yeah. Why not?
You know, first of all, I'll say first reason is I think kids are incredibly gracious and merciful just by their nature. The other thing I would say is the only thing my daughter was concerned about was, are we getting divorced? Literally, that's what she asked. So this is the in-depth, detailed story exclusively that's going to be told on your platform. All right.
Nice. Club
I don't
PK.
think I've ever gotten into this. The only other place I've gotten this level of detail was in the winning circle. I mean, honestly, there's nothing, it's not that, salacious. But anyway, so bottom line is, I was laying next to my wife in bed, kind of like, chilling. I don't know if it was like a Sunday or whatever. And I'm kind of just like half asleep and she's on her phone or doing something. And so I hear my daughter come upstairs and somehow she got my phone and all I heard her say is, "Mommy, what's this on Daddy's phone?" That's what she did. So
Snitched.
apparently she typed the word P in the, little iPhone has like a little search. She was searching for something on my phone. Like you can like search on the phone. So she put the word P in the phone. That might be a little bit too much detail. But anyway, she put the letter P.
Oh, the letter P, not even the word P.
Yes. And it pulled up some stuff on the phone. And she followed the trail and she was horrified, of course. And so she went and told, I said, well, you snitch? What, snitches get stitches? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. But anyway, she gave the phone to my wife. And I'm laying there and I hear it. And so I'm like, sleep, but not sleep. And at that point, I was like, I'm about to go into a freaking coma, bro. I'll never get up.
I'm never getting up again.
Self-induced. And all I heard my wife say was, she was like, "What is this on Daddy's phone?" And my wife was just like, in the most calm, like she had asked she had asked today, where did Dad put the bread or something like that. She was just like, ask your father. That's it. That's literally what she said. I was like, oh, I am screwed. And so she woke me up and she was like, Daddy, what is this on your phone? Bro, I mean, I just broke down crying, honestly. I was just like, dang. I was like, Daddy has a problem. She was like, and the only thing she was concerned about, she started crying. She was like, are you and Mommy getting divorced? Bro. Woo! I was like, no, we're not getting divorced. So as a result of that, I had to have some conversations, which I think I'm glad. I mean, everything happens for a reason. Obviously, I'm not rejoicing that I got caught or that I was, a porn user, but my kids early on have been exposed to some of this stuff just because back in those days they had tablets and stuff, YouTube. Man, we ain't have YouTube Kids. There was no protections.
Right.
And there's predatory stuff out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to not only be honest about where I was, but I also got a chance to talk to them and warn them about the dangers of all this and that it can produce exactly the behavior that you see out of your father. So anyway, no, my daughter, and the other reason is my daughter is like, she's a daddy's girl to the 10th power. We are so daggone close. Like, that chick rides for me. She works for me actually right now. She's in school, but she actually works for me. Yeah, she does like my social media stuff. We're like very, very close. If it were my son, it may have been a different response. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, God was gracious. I mean, if you are gonna get busted, I guess I got busted by the right one.
Yeah.
But bro, I tell people all the time that there was a blessing in getting busted. I don't know how much I mean, I was probably gonna get caught regardless. Um, but man, I think I saved my life. Be
Mm,
honest. So that's why I love that girl so much.
mm,
I mean, I know this may sound weird to some people. I think God used her to
Mhm,
help get my attention.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
mhm,
yeah, yeah.
mhm.
I don't think
That
that's
is,
weird at all. Um,
that's also not the answer I thought you were gonna give. So I'm like
Oh,
pleasantly surprised. Because if that had been me, yeah, that wouldn't. I would not have
well, what you
responded.
think? What you think my answer? What you think my answer was gonna be?
I thought you were gonna say that. Well, I was hoping. Hoping's not the right word. I thought you were gonna say it broke something, but you found a path to fixing it. So my next question would be like, okay, how did you fix it? But we never got there because it never
Oh yeah,
broke.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we didn't get to that. We didn't get to that part, but yeah, for sure. I mean, when you get humiliated like that, I mean, it's like, yo, I need to get some help. Like, this is no joke. Now, I wish I could sit here and tell you that I never looked at porn after that. That's not true because normally that's not how it
Mhm.
works, especially when you're addicted to
Right.
anything.
Exactly.
Relapse is a part of recovery, but at least there was some light on it. There was more accountability involved, and my wife and I had open conversations about it. And my wife is amazing. Seriously. Yeah, I'm winning, man. I just married the right one,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
she separated herself from it,
mm,
which was only a God thing that she would do that because some people would, I mean, wives probably would internalize it and see it as rejection or whatever.
mm-hmm,
Right.
But
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
she got it, and
She
then
didn't see
I
it as
think
a
as a result
reflection
of
on her.
yeah. No, she didn't. She maybe she did, but she didn't. She at least she didn't convey it to me. As a matter of fact, she said to me, and this was I had gotten I so that was me getting busted. But prior to that, so prior to that, I confessed to her that this was a struggle, and
Mm,
this was before my daughter busted me. So
okay,
this is a
it
what
had
I'm saying,
already
it wasn't
it
a
had
one
already
off, right?
begun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I remember when I confessed to her, she was just like, "Yo, you're still a man of God." Literally, those are her words. I'm not. This is not a preacher's story. You know what I'm saying? Like this is straight facts. And I was just like, it's crazy. So there was like a number of moments along the journey, but I think the most pivotal moment outside of that was when I like text a bunch of preacher friends of mine, and I was just like, it was about 20 of them, and I was like, "Yo, I'm struggling," but it wasn't just about porn. It was just like I'm struggling in a bunch of areas, and I feel like I need community. I think I read something in the Bible or read a book somewhere. It was just like, you know, for like, I can't remember what it was. If you don't have community, you're gonna go to hell or something like that. I don't know. It felt like that, Anyway, so I was just like, I have a very soft heart. So like, if I'm seriously, man, I'm not. Man, if the Holy Ghost is moving, man, I'm gonna be the first one down at the altar for the
Yeah.
appeal. That I'm that guy. So I'm serious. Like, always been that way. You know what I'm saying? So um, yeah, so I text all these guys. It was about 20 guys, and I was like, "Yo, if any of you guys are struggling in any of these areas, like, and you feel like you need this, like, we pray together, support each other, something. Text me individually." Then like 12 guys text me, and then as a result of that, we started connecting and supporting and doing accountability. And I would say that was the genesis of the idea behind the winning circle.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, community is the this is the
Right.
this is the secret sauce right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what was missing in my life. Ah, it's not like your wife. I don't think people's wives and spouses should be their accountability partners. I think we should not put that burden on them. I'm not saying we should lie to them or not be dishonest with them, but in a way they do provide accountability. But I think, especially from a gender perspective, and I'm just speaking from men's, I've found that man to man accountability is very effective and helping guys because there's so much shame a lot of times with guys and their spouses. But when you have a community of
Mm.
men, the power of anything is the shame. And if we can get past the shame, we can be honest. And if we can be honest, then we can be free. And
Yeah.
so,
Right.
yeah, man, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I think there's and Claire, maybe you can speak to the female side of this, but I think for men, um, there's always a kind of a barrier with women because we want to project ourselves a certain way, right? And you don't want to look like no punk in front of a woman, even if it's not your wife. You don't want to look like no punk in front of women and all that kind of stuff. But if it's your boys, like they've seen you get beat up already. You know what I'm saying? They've been there already, and they're still rolling with you. So I think there's something about, like you're saying, Myron, something about men speaking to men about some of these vulnerable issues, because really we don't owe them anything. You know what I mean? And
No.
so it's like, you know, they don't have those expectations of us. You know, and I wonder if it's that way with women. Claire, like, are women more likely to be sort of that vulnerable and honest with other women rather than with men?
I feel like for sure, but part of that is because society expects that of women and it doesn't expect it of men, that vulnerability. So I feel like
Right.
it's easier for us to be vulnerable because we're supposed to be.
Right.
So I
Yep.
never
Facts.
really heard messages. That's not true. But there's a lot more encouragement for women to be emotional and vulnerable than for men to be that way.
Yeah.
But I also think that and I think men can be emotionally supportive, but I haven't found anything stronger than the emotional support of a woman. She just gets how I feel. I don't have to explain anything, really. She just understands it. And for me, that's the kind of support I need. I don't really need logic or a solution. I just need someone to say, I understand how you feel. Man, I was just feeling like that. Like, that's what I need. And I feel like a lot of women do that naturally. We don't have to teach that to each other. Whereas sometimes it feels like we have to teach that to our partners, to our male partners. So it feels like less work.
Less work, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I think
that makes sense.
I think same gender support is really important. But also I think other gender support is really important too. Because I also want that other perspective.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have this theory though. I do a presentation when I go to churches, and I basically say, like, I feel like it is almost utterly necessary for men to have, same gender. Same gender doesn't sound right for some people for whatever reason. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they need men. They need to be in environments where there are no women, and the reason why is because most men have never had that kind of masculine affirmation, masculine intimacy, masculine safety. It's kind of foreign for men's circles, but it is absent in so many men's life. I'm gonna give a prime example. So I was talking to these guys. I was on their podcast. They're really big guys here in Atlanta, big podcast, and real spiritual Christian brothers. And I was like, "Yo, what church y'all go to?" They was like, "We don't go to church." I was like, "For real?" I was like, y'all so biblical though. Y'all so, like, y'all don't go to church. It's like, nah. I was like, why don't you go to church? And he said, "Man, right now," he said, "I'm a hoe, man."
Yeah.
He said, "I'm a hoe." He said, "I ain't trying to be around all those women.
It's too many women at church."
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, okay. He was like, "I'm just being real with you." He was like, "No, I'm not hating on the church." He said, "Where I am right now," he's like, "I go to a men's Bible study every Sunday morning." He said, "That's what I need." He said, "I need to be discipled by some men." He said, "I did not have a father, did not have any positive male role models. This is what I need right now." And I was like, that makes perfect sense to me. Totally get that. I think there are stages in people's lives where they need, like, very targeted, specific, like, he may be right. He's at least he's honest.
Yeah.
And at least he's somewhere where he's getting the support that he feels that he needs. Now, I mean, he can't stay there, you know what I'm saying? But that's a reality.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm looking at the clock. We got about 10 minutes left for you gotta jump off. I wanna do
rapid fire.
One thing here. Well, I got two things quickly.
You should do the trivia. It's not gonna be
first?
no quick. Yeah.
Let's do trivia first.
I'm saying you should do 7, 8, and out.
No.
Okay.
This is gonna take 10 minutes, and we don't need him for the commercial. He can leave if we can play the commercial.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple Myronisms.
All right.
I got 2 Myronisms. So you preached at my brother's church one time. This might have been like 10 years ago or something, and he was pastoring in Decatur, Georgia at the time. And you weren't feeling well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. You weren't feeling well. So they brought out a chair, and you sat down on the chair.
Africa.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I remember because afterwards you were all hype and you're like, yo, what are we doing tonight? All this kind of stuff. And Tiana, we weren't married. I don't think we were married yet. We were just dating at the time. Tiana was like, he's going to sleep. He ain't doing nothing. She was like, Myron always does this. He'd be all amped after a sermon. Like, that dude is going to bed. And like an hour later, you were out for the night. So, but anyway, one of the things you said in that sermon, it's not even in my notes, but I just remember this. You said, if you don't like change, you're going to hell. I was like, wow, that is pretty drastic. That's pretty drastic. I mean, like, that's some Myron right there, boy. I'll tell you, that's Myron talking. Because, but anyway, and then I repeated it to you.
Where's the line? Where's the line, though?
But so sometime later, it wasn't even that much later. It was maybe 2 weeks later, maybe a month later, something like that. You were preaching somewhere else, and we weren't there, but we were watching online or something. And I texted you as soon as you got off stage, or and I said, because you said something in that sermon that reminded me of that line of the "You're going to hell" line, and I texted you. Basically, I repeated the line to you, and you were like, "Did I say that?" I was like, "This dude don't even remember." There's no question there. It's just funny. I got no question. It's just I thought that was funny. One more.
Don't like change, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Wow.
One more. This one goes way back. So when we were in college, and Myron is significantly older than I am, but
this guy.
But our time
when we were in college,
right? Our time in undergrad did overlap, so we were in school at the same time, at the same place at Oakwood, obviously, and we were actually on USM together. So you were vice president. Were you president or vice president?
Yep.
You were vice
president.
So Deb was president. You were vice, and I was
president of the Senate. I was president of the Senate. So
that's what it was.
I was ran the Senate. Yeah,
because I was a senator. That's why. Yeah. That's why I was. I think I was a freshman senator or something. And I remember we're in this meeting, and there's all these people there, and people trying to be all all official and stuff like that. I was 17, when I started college. I don't know nothing. And I remember you used the phrase lethargic complacency. And 30 years later, I remember this like vividly. You were talking about the way the student body was just kind of operating, and you were like, "We're acting like it's all good, and we can just do whatever we want." And there's this lethargic complacency on campus, and I want to just target it and make sure we're trying to help people live better lives. Understand they're trying to become these better people. Blah blah blah. That phrase lethargic complacency has always just stuck with me throughout my whole life. Like that was
impressive.
Yeah,
impressive.
Yeah. I know you don't remember that either, but
I remember that one.
But you have a way of phrasing, and I know you know this already, obviously, because what you do for a living. But you have a way of phrasing things that it sticks. You know what I mean? Just the phrasing sticks. And sometimes because that idea, that's not a new idea. The idea that people are just being lazy about how they're living, that's not a new idea. But the way you said it, it just put it in such a phrasing that it just stuck with me, and it's something I can just kind of draw on and be like, let me not be lethargically complacent. You know what I mean? Like I can, even as an adult.
I'm glad you're impressed, because it sounds like a Clarice, what do you call it when you? It's redundancy. It sounds redundant. It sounds redundant to me. It sounds like I'm trying to flex as a young man. Just use the same word twice.
We were in college. You probably were trying to flex. Sinead might have been in the room. You weren't married yet. You know what I'm saying? You might have been trying to show off a little bit. That's possible.
Like lethargy and complacency are the exact
same thing. Right?
What a loser. Who says that?
It's like the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, those are my two Myronisms.
And who's the loser? And who's the loser who thinks it's awesome?
Yeah, right. Right. That shaped my life, man. That shaped the rest of my life. And you're like, man, that was some throwaway nonsense, man. Shoot. I'm being like, oh shoot, like, I'm waiting for you to call me for your next book. I just want to read it. Like, yo, but I'm editing. I just want to read it.
The next book is going to be entitled "Lethargic Complacency."
Yes, let me edit it. Let me edit it.
Funny.
All right. So we're about out of time. Let me do this trivia question. And I'll let Claire have the last word here. Here you go. Random trivia. I know you're into sports. Huh?
No, go ahead.
You don't have a last word?
Mm-mm.
Oh, come up with something while I'm asking this question. So I know you're into sports. I don't know if you're into the Winter Olympics. Are you into the Winter Olympics at all?
Not, but I do know there's a black girl out there who's doing the speed skating, right?
Okay.
Or a black guy.
You don't even know if it's a male or female. All right. So tell me you don't care without telling me you don't care.
Lindsey Vaughn was
Lindsey-
hella vaxxed. She was hella vaxxed. And everybody is up in arms about it.
That was ugly.
Yeah.
That was I read I just saw the headline and I was like, she was skiing on a torn ACL. What? Why were you?
It's the Olympics.
Why did you
gotta
have
do what
skis
gotta
on?
do. It's her last Olympics. That's it. You got to go.
It was her last Olympics 4 years ago. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Is she still? Is she married to Tiger Woods?
No.
Mm-mm.
Were they dating? Wasn't she dating?
Were they?
Tiger Woods?
Maybe.
I think they had some kind of connection in the past, I think, but I don't think they're married right now.
They're not married, no.
But I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, sorry about that.
Was that a leg problem joke? They got similar problems because the legs are jacked up.
No, I
think they were actually dating. That's a
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
Tiger's problem is his back anyway. He's had like 11 back surgeries. Anyway, here's the question. What was the first Winter Olympics event to allow women to compete? The first Winter Olympics event to allow women to compete.
Sledding.
Sledding. Interesting. Why sledding?
The bobsledding.
Do women do
No.
that now?
Why did you pick bobsledding? I'm just
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Not the bobsled. You know when they're laying on
Yeah,
top
that's
of the
bobsled.
sled and
Yeah, that's bobsled.
Yeah.
Seinfeld would say that's not even a sled. It's just Bob. It's just
Oh, he pointed his toes. He's a tremendous
just a
athlete.
human being. So that's incorrect. The correct answer is figure skating. Figure skating.
What an idiot.
Well, I was gonna give a clue. I was gonna say it should have been it should have been like only women. Like I don't know why men were ever doing that, but
I know all they do is just showcase the women the whole time.
right. So yeah, that's the one.
I feel like the Winter Olympics are for them and the Summer Olympics are for us. I don't know many of us that watch the Winter Olympics. Although
either.
curling is dope.
Curling is interesting.
Yes, curling is dope.
It
Anyway,
just the whole trying. I don't get the whole. It makes no sense. It's a Canadian game. Why is it even in the
MyRon, thank you so much for joining us again on Club PK. Thank you for your
Appreciate it.
transparency always. Thank you for your sense of humor. Thank you for your personality. Thank your family for letting us borrow you for an hour. We appreciate all the things. And when we have a Club PK event, you're going to be one of the first ones that we invite because
sure.
it's going to be fun.
I'm down for that. Down for that. Hey, y'all need to get Al Johnson on here.
Al Johnson.
Al or Julian Johnson.
I know Julian. I don't think I know Al. I know Julian.
Oh, Al is his brother.
Oh, okay.
Get him, Al, Julian, and Fab on there at the same time.
I know Fab too. As a matter of fact, I saw Fab 2 days ago.
They're all brothers and sisters. I mean, they're all brothers. Their sister is Jeannie. But
right.
yeah, oh man, we talk all the time about this. All the time.
About getting together as PKs?
No, just about PK life.
Oh.
Send us their deets.
I know. I can
Okay.
I can catch. I got Fab's number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. Again, we're going to show one more commercial, and then we will see you guys on the next episode. Have a great rest of the week.
Peace.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Shields. I'm a freshman here at Oakwood. I'm currently taking Freshman Comp 101. and that's the book that we're using in class. So we're currently on chapter 1, The Essence of God. And I was like, you know what, let me actually read the book. And I started, and I'm genuinely hooked. I don't even read books, and the fact that I'm genuinely like on the edge of my seat with this book about God is blowing my mind.